In the first part of section 2.4, we're going to talk about writing equations of lines. Example 1 says write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. Remember, slope-intercept form is y equals m, where m is the slope, times x plus b, where b is the y-intercept. So our goal in this example is to write an equation that looks like that. Okay, in letter A it says we have a line with a slope of 2 and an intercept of 1. Okay, so I know I need y equals mx plus b. So up here, once again, remember m is your slope. So down here I'm going to rewrite it. Y is just going to stay y equals. Now it said the slope was 2, so I'm going to substitute 2 where the m is. So I have 2x. Okay, remember up here b is the y-intercept. Okay, and it says our intercept is a positive 1, so I'm going to write a positive or plus 1. So there's our equation, y equals 2x plus 1. Now I want you to pause the video and do letter B on your own. Now once you tried letter B on your own, okay, let's check it. I should end up with y equals mx plus b. Okay, once again the slope is negative 1/7, so that's what I'm going to put in for m, so I have negative 1/7 x. Okay, here my y-intercept's negative 2, so instead of having a plus b, we're going to have a minus 2. So after you tried letter B on your own, you should end up with y equals negative 1/7 x minus 2. Now, in example C and D here, instead of giving us in words what the slope and y-intercept is, we have to interpret what the word slope means and what the word y-intercept means. Okay, so our goal is to still write an equation that looks like y equals mx plus b. Remember, m is the slope. Okay, remember slope is rise over run. So right here I'm going to pick this point and this point, and I'm going to find the slope between those 2 points. So right here I went up 1, so over here that slope, the rise is 1, and now I'm going to run 1, 2, 3, 4. My run was right 4, so it's a positive 4. So the slope of this line is m equals 1/4. Okay, now remember B is the y-intercept. Remember, the y-intercept is where our line crosses the y-axis, so right here, this is where the line crosses the y-axis, and that's at negative 3. So B, or at positive 3, excuse me, so B would equal positive 3. So I end up y equals, remember m is my slope. Up here we found the slope to be positive 1/4. Then the x stays the same, and remember b is our y-intercept. Right here is where that red line crossed the y-axis, was at 3, so I have a plus 3. Okay. Now I want you to pause the video and try the next one on your own. Okay, let's check your answer to this one. So once again, I want to put it in the form y equals mx plus b. Okay, so first I got to find the m, and then I'm going to find the b, so I'm going to find the slope of this line. So I'm going to pick these 2 points again, right here, and I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, so I went down 3, so that slope's going to be a negative 3. And now I'm going to do the run, which is a positive 1, positive 2. Okay, so the slopes rise over run, so in this one I'm going to have y equals, my slope is negative 3/2 x. Okay, now for the b is where the line crosses the y-axis. Where the line crosses the y-axis is right there at a negative 1, so I would have a minus 1. So the equation for that one should be y equals negative 3/2 x minus 1. Alright, in example 2 here, we want to find the slope of each line. Okay, notice we're not given a graph. We could graph these points and find the slope of each line, but with these large numbers, we do not want to graph it, so we have to use the slope formula. The slope formula is slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Notice, remember, slope is rise over run. Okay, so up top here, by doing y2 minus y1, we're going to find the rise. By doing x2 minus x1, we're going to do the run. Okay, now, when we have a little chart like this, you can pick any 2 points. So right here, I'm going to pick this point, okay, 2, 3. And then I'm going to pick this point right here, okay, 7, 10. Notice you could have picked any 2 sets of points on this. Okay. Now I'm going to call this right here x1, y1, right here x2, y2. Now notice it says to find the slope, so we're going to use this formula right up here. Okay, and that formula is slope equals, notice I have y2, so over here y2 I have 10, minus y1 is 3, all over, now I have x2, so x2 is 7, so I have 7, minus x1 is 2, so now I just need to do the arithmetic. Okay, the slope here, 10 minus 3 is 7, all over 7 minus 2 is 5. So the slope of this line is 7/5. Alright, on letter B here, once again, we want to find the slope of this line. Here, they just give us 2 points, so we just need to name them. Call this one x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so now we're going to use the formula up here again. Okay, so we know slope equals, notice once again I have y2, which is negative 4, minus y1, y1 is a 3, that's all over, okay, down here I have x2, so up here x2 is 3, so I have 3 minus x1, x1 is 12. Okay, now on top, negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7, all over 3 minus 12 is negative 9. So our slope here is going to be, notice, and this right here is really division, so a negative divided by a negative is a positive, so we're going to simplify that to just a positive 7/9. Let's move on to our last example here. Okay. Once again, we're going to say slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so notice on this graph they already give us the points. Okay, so right here I'm just going to use this one. The first one's going to be x1, y1. Down here it's going to be x2, y2. Okay. Now to finish up here, we just need to plug the numbers into our formula. So I'm going to have m equals, okay, notice up top it's y2 minus y1. So there's y2, there's y1. So I'm going to do negative 1 minus 3 on top, and I get a negative 4 over, okay, now I need to do x2 minus x1. So notice here's x2. Here's x1, so I'm going to do 2 minus 2 is 0. Okay, right here, when I get a denominator of 0, okay, that should send off a light bulb in my head that tells me the denominator can never be 0. You can't divide by 0. Okay, when that happens, when we're talking about the slope of a line, that means your slope is undefined. Okay, so notice right here, when the denominator is 0, our slope is undefined.